if you live in a left-leaning neighborhood in a major city, which is almost, redundant, you're not constantly having to defend your political ideas on a daily basis around everyone you know, because everyone you know, if you're a liberal in a liberal area, agrees with you. So it's a lot of just, like I said, an echo chamber. That's what the term. You just say something and it comes back to you. Yeah, Trump's a piece of shit. Yeah, totally. Yeah, he's a rapist. Yeah, he convicted felon. Thinks all Mexicans are criminals and rapists. Says it's going to be a bloodbath if he doesn't win in November. Yeah, totally. I can't believe he said that. He literally wants to be a dictator. He'll never leave office, even though he did. But this time he won't. Yeah, obviously. Of course he's not going to leave office. He wants to take our democracy. He's a narcissist. He's evil. And you just say that shit and people are just yeah, totally. We all agree with you. And so you never actually have to get to a point where you have to explain that, no, when he said, oh man, it's going to be a bloodbath, no one really ever challenges you to be wait, can you elaborate on how exactly you think that he literally means that there will be blood in the streets? I guess the insinuation is that if he doesn't win, there'll be a mass violence and that's something that he's condoning and calling for if he doesn't win. That's how you're trying to pitch it. As if that's him literally not so subtly at all. That's the other thing. It's the accusations, if true, are insane, which is why it's almost understandable why these people are so deranged and so pathologically afraid of Trump. Because if you believed what they believe, you would be afraid as well. The trick here is that the shit that they believe is literally that insane. They think it's that insane, and that's why you should be scared. And people like myself are no, you shouldn't be scared because that's insane. That's not real. It's not reality. I remember kind of leaving Reddit in 2016 around that time. I want to say 2015, 2016, because I started to actually kind of get into politics around then. But most of my memes and posts and conversations and forums and stuff was on Reddit, which is obviously a left-leaning site. And I didn't really understand it at the time, because I had got into Reddit for the rage face comics and all that stupid 2010 shit and r/atheism. Considered myself kind of an atheist for a little bit. I don't think I ever went whole hog with the atheist thing. I think that was just oh, they're so logical. It's no, they're not. If you don't believe in the existence of God, you truly haven't thought about it hard enough. But that was, you're 20, you're 19, you think you fucking know shit, and spoiler alert, you don't. No 40-year-old man is impressed with his 19-year-old knowledge. That should tell you something. That no matter how smart you are now, you're going to be way smarter when you're twice your age. So listen more than you speak, as I sit here and speak to no one. As I sit here and speak nonstop and 0 people listen. Take it from me. Listen more than you speak. The point is Reddit now in 2024, 8 years after I stopped being, almost 9, I would say probably 9 or 10 years after I stopped being a regular Reddit user, is so much worse than I remember. I don't know if it's that much worse or if I'm just so far removed from it at this point that it seems so much more ridiculous. It's not worse, but it just seems more ridiculous because I've cleansed my palate. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's probably a little bit of both. Because the reality is, my palate hasn't been cleansed of delusional liberal takes. Like we were discussing earlier, it's all you see on social media, pretty much. Not all you see, but you see a lot of it. You know, it's not like Trump hatred and conservative bashing is like a rare thing that you rarely see. It's like you see it all the time. You don't have to be on Reddit to see that. So, no, my palate hasn't been cleansed of cultish anti-Trump derangement syndrome. It has not been cleansed of that. I see it constantly, as do all of us, whether we agree with it or not. So no, I don't think that Reddit has not gone off the deep end and I'm just not used to it. No, I think Reddit has literally gotten worse because people on Reddit is like if you took every person that you've ever gotten in an argument on Twitter with, like think of the most cakewalk T-ball Twitter debates you've been in about politics. Like, you know how every now and then you'll get in a Twitter debate or like a Facebook debate and like you can pretty much tell off the bat if they're like a worthy opponent. You know, everyone's been in like a debate where it's like a close one. You know, not every fight is a Mike Tyson first round knockout on the internet. Sometimes you actually got to like Google shit. Sometimes, dare I say, you might even wind up being wrong. You know, think about that. Generally speaking, 1 out of every 2 people in an internet debate is wrong. That's a crazy stat to think about. And chances are you've been on the receiving end of an L at some point in your internet career. So, like, there's those people. And then there's the people that just say the most easy cakewalk, like, you know, fat potato bowling ball across home plate pitch that's like, I can't, like, this is too easy. This is too easy. Like, you just said the most typical talking point, like uneducated, unrefined thing that is like, you know, liberal Democrat talking point 101. Like, my first day in conservative internet trolling class, I learned how to defeat this argument. You get into an internet debate and you're prepared and totally ready for, at least you hope, a formidable opponent. And then it just winds up being some complete fucking waterhead. And you're just like, dude, I almost feel bad schooling you like this. You know, sometimes that happens. They're the best times, obviously, because it makes you look awesome despite just having like a regular understanding of anything. It makes you look like a fucking genius in comparison, but that's awesome. But it's like if you took every single one of those people and put them on one website, that's Reddit. If you took 100% of the bad debaters on Twitter for liberal talking points and put them onto one website, that website would be called Reddit. It's insane. I've been trolling around the forums for the past couple weeks. It's become one of my new hobbies. One of my new hobbies is going on Reddit and just throwing fucking grenades into these posts. Like, it's just 98% just the most shameless, like I said earlier, worship. It's literally like a worship forum. Like, they just post pictures of Kamala like staring into the distance, surrounded by her faithful, loyal supporters with matching signs that they definitely didn't coordinate for a photo opportunity. And they're just like, Obama says she's ready. And it's just like all these people like, I'm so happy these are our people. Like, you know, we are so lucky to have them. It's like, dude, it almost gives you the same feeling as when like a sex scene comes on in a movie. And you kind of get that like weird sensation where you're like, should I even be looking at this? Like, but you get that kind of like creepy voyeurish, what is the word? Voyeur vibe where it's like, I feel like I'm seeing something I shouldn't be seeing. I feel like this is like private. It's that level of fawning over Kamala where it almost feels like inappropriate to be like spying in on. Oh, sorry guys. I didn't know I should have knocked first. I didn't know you were in here fucking jerking off to Kamala's campaign shots. Kamala shot compilation. Sorry, guys. Are you on incognito? Should I be on incognito for this? It's creepy. It is creepy how just into it they are. And it literally has nothing to do with politics. It almost has nothing to do with politics. It's entirely about the main thing, which is they fucking despise Trump with every single cell in their body. They hate him. He represents everything they hate about the world. And there is nothing that could change their minds about that. And so they've relegated themselves to this corner of the internet where they all just go in there and just post fawning pictures. I mean, here's how fucking ridiculous Reddit is. They have a subreddit, which is like a mini, like a forum within the website called conservatives, r/conservatives. And it's pathetic, first of all. There's there's just like posts of like random Daily Wire articles and like a Breitbart thing here and there, and like they all have like 4 or 5 upvotes. Like I think that the subreddit itself has like 108,000 members or something, but it's just a pathetic subreddit. It's not popping off. It is not wet. It is dry as fuck for sure. And even there, they have like the rules and stuff. And it's like no hate speech, no comments about transgenderism or whatever. It's like, isn't this the conservatives? Like, we're the conservative subreddit. You can't even discuss trans issues on the conservative. I could understand, I mean, I think it's bullshit regardless that even in like the main forums, like r/politics, r/whatever, anything that has to do with politics that like, oh my God, like I got banned from one of them. I forgot which. I just saw that I was banned from it the other day because they posted some article about Trump falsely claims 2 Olympic athletes are biological males. Obviously in reference to the whole Imane Khalif, Lin Yuting female boxers controversy that we all forgot about. But by the way, check out that video that we post on this channel called "What Are the Odds." I think it's a pretty good breakdown of that whole situation. If I don't say so myself, it might be one of the best breakdowns of that whole situation that I've ever seen, and certainly that I've ever made. But anyway, check that out. But under that article, I just said they are literally biological males. Just like factually, that's the case. As far as we know. Like the truth is, the actual facts of the argument, and this is the bigger thing, the truth is we don't actually know. That's the actual real truth. The smaller truth is our best guess is that they are technically biological males. That's our best guess. A much better guess than they're just completely normal females. That's the worst guess, is that they are just completely normal females. The best guess is that they are biological males, and as I referenced on that episode, that they are intersex or have some type of like difference in sexual development condition where they're not fully developed males, but they do possess a Y chromosome and do have male physiology. That's the best guess. Also so happens to be my guess. And many other people's guess. Many other logical, sensible people's guess is that. And here's the thing. While that is also not 100% provable and verifiable, but just based off of the amount of information that we know publicly, neither is the allegation that Trump, quote, falsely claimed that they are biological males. If we don't have verifiable evidence one way or the other, then you can't say that one particular claim is false. If we don't actually know with certainty their true biology, because that medical information is not released to the public. All we have is speculation and circumstantial evidence. Then no claim can by definition be false. You know, if Trump came out and said they are crocodiles, then yeah, okay, you could say that's false, because that's pretty obviously not the case. These two athletes competing in the 2024 Paris Olympics in boxing are not, in fact, crocodiles. We have enough evidence to show that. We don't have enough evidence to determine that a claim about their biological sex is false one way or the other. But on Reddit, and just in leftist media circles as a whole, they simply decide what the truth is and then just say anything that goes against that is false or debunked or anything, and that's the end of it. It's like they put it out to you like the discussion is settled, when it's not. They just say Trump falsely claims this. Okay, well, the big word here is falsely. You could just say Trump claims this, and then people go like, well, I think that's false. And other people go, well, I don't think it's false, actually, because of this, that, the third. And then people get a debate. No. They answer the question for you. Trump falsely claims these two athletes are biological males. Again, we don't know that that's false. You just said that's false. You just decided for us that it's false with the same amount of evidence that we have, the same amount of information that we have. So I just argue to the contrary, basically, that no, they are literally males, as far as I'm aware. And my guess is literally as good as yours. But I'm banned for saying that. I'm just banned for saying that. Like, you just can't say that on Reddit. They can say Trump falsely claims this when it's not false. And if I claim something of my own, I get banned. And again, on a site like Reddit, in a quote-unquote neutral forum like politics, which is obviously not neutral, but it's not called r/liberals or r/Kamala, which is a literal subreddit that I guarantee you just got made like a week and a half ago, because there's no way that subreddit existed, before they all decided to pretend to be, enthusiastic about her. I guarantee you there was no r/Kamala on Reddit a month and a half ago. I guarantee you. So that just became a thing. And obviously that's going to be the most egregious fawning over them, that campaign. So obviously anything on there I'm going to be expecting to be just completely insufferable. But r/politics, okay, fine. Yeah, it's a liberal site. I'm not shocked that me saying something that goes against the liberal point of view was literally banned, which is a uniquely liberal thing, by the way. The most hard-leaning right-wing forums are not going to ban someone for saying something liberal on there. Like, it's just like not a value of conservatism, like it or not. But it absolutely is a value of liberalism, the idea of censoring people and silencing ideas you don't agree with. So that is why, even on the quote-unquote neutral forums on Reddit, something called politics, not liberal politics, not conservative politics, just politics, you get banned for saying something that is arguably true. Okay. But r/conservatives? r/conservatives? I can't say this on the conservative subreddit. I can't talk about trans. I'm assuming that means I couldn't bring up that Olympic boxing debate on there either, right? Because that's debatably a transgender potentially issue, depending on which way you want to take the conversation. Yeah, I bet you even in the conservative subreddit, you couldn't even bring up that conversation, which is insane. It's like, it's a parody. It's laughable, actually. If we can't talk about the trans issues in the conservative forum, then where the fuck can we talk about it? Like, honestly. And then you wonder how these people wind up so, again, mentally out of shape. You are mentally obese. You consume the junk food, which is propaganda, no substance, just unhealthy yet very satisfying confirmation of your biases and beliefs and predispositions, and just, oh yeah, he's such a piece of shit. Look at this picture of him looking stupid. Like the fucking Ben Stiller at the end of Dodgeball. Just sitting there eating a bunch of fried chicken. Whatever. We won that match. You know? Just sit, but that's like your mind. This is your mind on liberal propaganda. Just getting fat. And you never have to undergo the exercise, go to the gym, so to speak, which would be, I don't know, explaining why you think what you think, or like, or discussing it with someone who isn't validating everything you say and believe without question, or just mirroring it back to you. So you just get like mentally out of shape. And it becomes so obvious that it's like, as my father puts it, playing whack-a-mole with these liberal talking points.